Hey everyone, it's Xant. So, before we get into the video, first off, my new pop filter arrived. Oh yeah! Unfortunately, I have also found out, due to a chipped tooth, my S sounds are very harsh to begin with. Hopefully this assists, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Second, I'm currently under the weather and suffering from one heck of a headache, so apologies if I sound weirder than normal. Now enough about me, let's get into the content. This week brings us a battle festival, meaning all the suit parts are limited and will not be in the selectable 4-star pick ticket pool once the banners end. So, as I always say, roll now or wait for a revival. We'll open with our two gacha suits. Both have been fan requested for a good while now, so it's nice to see them finally added. I prefer the green one to the orange, so we'll start with the Zebanya. Successor to the Cherudim, which was the successor to the Dynames, this 00 Awakening of the Trailblazer suit follows the trend of those that came before, and packs firepower first. However, it finally deviates from the single-minded sniper concessions, instead focusing on the pilot's preference for getting up close, but it still does retain a sniper mode, where the V-fin on the head comes down to reveal a sensor. As with other Gundams from 00, the Zebanya can of course go Trans Am and get a boost to its capabilities. As for weapons, it has 10 GN holster bits and pistol rifle bits, so the Zebanya, you can clearly see the bits around it, and they're separated into two parts, one holster and one offensive contained bit. The holster bits can be used as shield units, while the pistol and rifle bits are controlled by a dedicated Haro within the suit to lay down fire. Now, these bits can also be held by the Zebanya if need be, and they can also combine into a bit formation to fire a large, concentrated beam. 4 more can optionally be added onto the shoulders as well. And it also has 76 GN missiles. On paper, it's a very straightforward suit. However, the bits are the main draw of this suit, obviously, and are extremely flexible and adaptable to many situations. Green is good. Our orange compatriot to the Zebanya is none other than the Haruta, a successor to the Arios and Kyrios. Like those that came before, it still has a mobile armor mode, but has now fully leaned into speed first. The first Gundam to sport a 2-seater cockpit, one to control the suit's movement and one to control weapons and subsystems. Since the pilots of this suit, Soma and Alleluia, both interact using quantum brainwaves, they can instantly transmit information and create plans on the fly, way beyond the capabilities of normal humans. Kind of insane when you think about the kind of advantage that would bring. Unlike the Kyrios and Arios, the Haruta was made for space combat first, and is probably the least aerodynamic thing I have ever laid eyes on. However, it also sports 6 thrusters, making it kind of irrelevant. I think this should be painted blue instead of orange, but alright. Now, weapons. It has 2 GN sword rifles, 2 GN cannons, these are the cannons on the back binder, 10 GN scissor bits, now these are actually little flying scissors, with the blade edges made of the same material as the sword rifle. Since they're made as melee bits, instead of ranged, they're speedy suckers to get in there and just slice things up. There are 5 of these per binder, and an extra 10 can be added if the GN booster is equipped, and it has an ejectable GN missile container. The suit also boasts a custom OS, the Marute system, which allows up to 3 pilots to control the suit at the same time. When activated, the suit's face reveals 6 glowing red eyes. Spooky. Our welfare this week is the Dje, coming from Zeta and Gundam Narrative. Piloted by Amuro Ray, and actually it's the variant that we got last week, and also piloted by many other well-known pilots like Quattro, this suit is a weird combination of an abandoned Rick Diaz and the Nemo. Even weirder is that not only does the suit specifications practically make it a suit tier, but they were also produced in decent numbers. Built by Karaba, the AEUG's Earth-based counterpart, this suit mainly saw action during the Grips conflict, and eventually had its operating data used to create the Rick DS-2. Now, what about weapons? Well, it has a Vulcan turret set, a shield, which is actually hard-mounted to the shoulder, so it can't be moved around, a beam naginata, see the Gelgoog for details, a beam rifle, a clay bazooka, and a hyper mega launcher. It's actually the same one the Zeta has. Now, I don't know how to feel about the color, really. The Zeta era had some really wacky color schemas going on. Now, they were original and easy to identify, but man, my eyes. Now on to pilots. We'll start with Chang Wu-fei, mainly because I've talked about him before, so I'll give it a pass this time. Just know that this is his Endless Waltz variant instead of the Gundam Wing variant. However, our other pilot this week is new, Daguza Mackel, coming from Gundam Unicorn as a commander in the Earth Federation Special Forces Team ECOAS, or Earth Colony Asteroid. Quite the title you have there, friend. Now, he was able to restrain the Kshatriya in combat, which is impressive when you consider the Quad was an improved Queen Mansa, while the Lodo, which is what Daguza was piloting at the time, was designed as a small footprint stealth all-rounder for special operations. Now, although he started off as a gruff enemy to the protagonist at the time, Banagher Lynx, Daguza eventually found himself aiding Banagher in his attempt to open Laplace's box. His last moments were actually spent inspiring Banagher before firing a bazooka at the Sinanju, doing approximately tickle damage, and then he found himself sliced to bits by the Sinanju's B-Max. It was actually kind of cool to watch. In general, he was an extremely capable pilot, shown by not only him being in the Special Forces, but also being able to fight aces to a standstill. Personally, I think if he was equipped with something more powerful than his spacesuit and bazooka, I think he may have been able to actually put up a fight against Full Frontal. Not win, but a fight nonetheless. And with that, this week's content is all wrapped up. Now, thanks for watching as always, and I'll be doing my impression stream when the patch goes live, so keep an eye out for that. Peace out, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.